Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Just going to do a little recap of our of the storms that rolled through our area on Monday, as well as we're going to be taking a look at when our next chance of severe weather is going to be, and then we're going to take a look at the LRC calendar for the rest of the month. We're going to talk a little bit about what's about the eclipse coming up on the 8th and our chances to be able to see a partial eclipse here in west central Missouri, in which most of west central Missouri is in the 90th percentile, so a 90th percentile of an eclipse. So not 100%, not total eclipse, but still, for those that would like to see the eclipse, I think most of us here in west central Missouri is actually going to have a decent chance to be able to see it on the 8th. Just give a second here, let everybody jump in who wants to be in here. Hopefully everybody had a great day today. Actually had a decent day today. And I do know there's several out there that are still requiring approval to get into the room, and I will be taking care of that tonight. We've had so many people with requests to come into the room. On Monday night, I was floored by how many people were wanting to join. So I did not vet anybody. I pretty much let that group come in, so just where they can hear the updates. But I will be going through them, and if they look a little suspicious, I will be. I will make sure to boot them out if they're from like Yugoslavia or someplace like that. I didn't have enough time Monday to go through all of those on Monday night. But hey, Ellen, Catherine, glad to see you made it back safely from Monday. So again, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I was going to start typing this out and add a few pictures, but I thought, I'll just go ahead and do an update. We'll talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. We'll talk about the LRC monthly planner, and we will also take a look at the forecast. I will be posting the picture of the forecast in the Facebook group and social media as well after this, but we'll look at that, and then we'll talk a little bit about the eclipse coming up on the 8th. So take a look here on your screen. These were the storm reports from Monday night. Now, we kind of touched on it just a little bit late Monday as far as how come we did not see that big influx of severe weather, and it was really due to the timeliness and strength of a low-level jet that was circulating and moving up into west central Missouri. It was weaker, and it was about an hour and a half late, and by the time it got up here, most of the other ingredients for the severe storms were already just to our south. Now, once it started getting its act together, take a look where most of these severe storm reports were from. So they were, of course, central Texas up through central Oklahoma and southwest Missouri, all the way to from Springfield to St. Louis. So that's where the bulk of the severe weather was located. There was a total of 16 tornado reports 195 wind reports, 150 hail reports, for a total of 361 total severe weather reports for Monday night. So quite a significant system. Now there was also several reports of large hail over 2-inch diameter down around the southwest Missouri. So I have several pictures on my phone with people sending me anywhere between golf ball to about ping pong ball size hail, and that was mainly down in let's see here, that was down around the Bolivar, Buffalo, Lebanon, Bennett Springs area, down in that area. Now I stayed on after the weather kind of went through west central Missouri, and I stayed on for our friend down around in the Springfield area. What was pretty unique was we were looking at the line of storms, and I found a notch with some extremely high winds near Carthage, Missouri. We were on that particular cell for about 6 or 7 minutes. We were talking about it. 80 to 90 mile per hour straight line winds. It really didn't have a strong rotational couplet like you would typically see in a tornadic supercell on radar, but there was very strong winds. And while we were talking about if you had any family members down in that area, lo and behold, the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for Carthage. And so then we were kind of off to the races. We watched those storms as they came up through Jasper into northern Springfield, Willard, Fairgrove, where they do have a couple confirmed tornado touchdowns in that area. But stayed on for the duration of that. I know there are several kids that go to college down in that area. A couple of buddies of mine live down in that area, so we kind of stayed on a little longer than what we normally would, just to help out our friends down in the Springfield area. But I thought it would be kind of neat to show you that that cell that we was following in Carthage made it on all of the major news outlets. So in case you hadn't seen it, I thought we would it's short, it's only about 2-3 minutes long, but I thought I would go ahead and play this for you guys tonight. So here is the video.
Shifting east today, but storms have already left major damage across portions of Indiana, Kentucky, and Missouri. The city of Carthage, Missouri, that's just off to the northeast of Joplin, experienced significant damage from a tornado-warned storm last night. The Carthage Fire Chief, Ryan Huntley, joins us now by phone. Chief, thanks for talking with us here on Fox Weather. The Joplin Airport observed a wind gust of 72 miles per hour. That was shortly before the tornado warning was issued. What type of damage did you see around the city?
So, yes, so we have, I just actually got off with National Weather Service. They've sent out a report, and they said on the west side of our city, it appears that we started with about 70 to 80 mile an hour winds.
Wow.
And they said it was very high, so it was toppling the full trees and uprooting them. And then when it ended up into our city, most of our damage is downtown on our square area. We have a lot of roofs that have been torn off, windows that have been blown out. We did have a couple old brick walls that have collapsed. So that's the most significant damage that we have structurally, but there is a line from the west almost to the complete east side of our city that just has trees just in a row that have just been knocked over.
Any injuries? None of those were reported, thankfully, correct?
No, we had no injuries, nothing that any of us have been made aware of.
That's great news, especially when you see some of these pictures and the fact that these storms occurred late at night. How did your teams to respond to these types of calls? What did you hear from citizens later last night?
Well, so we were under a tornado watch for a good portion of the day. Later, probably around the 9 o'clock, maybe a little after the 9 o'clock area, our time, we went into a severe thunderstorm warning. At 9:38, we got the tornado warning, and it moved so fast. At 9:38, we were losing power up here in the middle of our city, so it just blew straight through here.
Yeah, we're looking at some of these pictures, and that's actually what I was just thinking about, the power outages. How widespread were those, and how long are you thinking that this cleanup process will take?
Well, I don't want to speak for our electric department, but I know they have been working. I still see the trucks out today, so they're still out there. We had significant power outages. They were on top of it immediately. I think for the most part, they've got them sitting back up and running that is not dangerous. So we did have some water damage. We've got some leaking roofs. Obviously, they're not going to put power back into those buildings, but they've done a fantastic job, and I think that for the most part, they've got everything back up and running, and they're just doing repairs as they needed.
Yeah, that is great work by some of your teams there and the line crews as well. You look at some of these pictures, we're so glad to hear nobody was hurt. The City of Carthage Fire Chief Ryan Huntley, thanks for being with us here on Fox Weather.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, guys. So again, thought that would be kind of interesting to take a look at. We were following that cell on Monday night. So and again, kind of to reiterate what he had said, how fast this came along, where you were under a severe thunderstorm warning, and then you get blasted with 70, 80, 90 mile per hour wind moments later. So if you guys have seen there, and I mentioned this on Monday, so the National Weather Service, that I think they added the tag to kind of help protect their butt a little bit. But you did notice on Monday night that I made a point where a county was under a severe thunderstorm warning, such as St. Clair County and Vernon County on Monday night. There was a tag on that severe thunderstorm warning that said tornado possible. Now, what they are talking about is that when you get in situations where the middle of the atmosphere is spinning, it's a mesocyclone, it's a supercell, these storms are in a line of storms, you can get some very brief spin-ups of very weak tornadoes that do not last very long. By the time they would issue a tornado warning, it would be completely out of your area. So that's the reason why I really stress when our county or your county is under a severe thunderstorm warning, don't take it lightly. So tornadoes can and sometimes do form out of a severe thunderstorm warning. So I know a lot of people talk about, they hear we're under a severe thunderstorm warning, and they said, is it a tornado warning? No, it's just severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, I ain't worried about that. Well, what I am telling you guys is that you need to treat a severe thunderstorm warning with respect. So don't write them off. They can be very dangerous, just as we just seen on the video where he said they got issued a tornado warning. Moments later, they lost power, and then the damage began. So don't take those lightly. Severe thunderstorm warnings can do damage. Thankfully, we didn't have any of that to worry about here in West Central Missouri this go around, but we do have more severe weather as we just started the severe storm season here in West Central Missouri. So let's take a look what's going to be coming up. And again, I enjoy to look at the 500 millibar chart, and that is 18,000 feet above our heads. This allows us to be able to see the formation of our lows and our highs and where they are going. So our next system is going to be coming in Saturday night. Now, Saturday night, the conditions aren't impressive, but it's definitely something that I am keeping a close eye on. We could have some moderately severe weather in and around West Central Missouri Saturday night. It will be nocturnal. It will be after dark. But it's not looking too impressive right now. Let me put this into motion and we'll take a look at it. We go through Friday, and here's our weather maker out here in Southern California. I'm just moving this thing all over the place, and I'm sorry about that. So we go right here. So notice it will begin to weaken as it moves into the Midwest. However, it could pose, as you can see, where these stronger upper level winds come across Kansas, Oklahoma, and eventually into Missouri. We could see some thunderstorms, and some of them could be strong. So that'll be something that I will be keeping a close eye on and updating. Not looking too impressive now, but you know, hey, we're 3 days away, so anything can happen. Remember, these models show us what could happen, not what will happen. And then after we actually dry out Sunday and have a nice day Sunday. And then as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, we have another weather maker down here. It's sitting down here in Arizona, New Mexico. Now, it will also weaken, but the last couple model runs do show it kind of regaining a little bit of strength as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll be watching that very closely. So let's go a little bit further out and let's take a look at the LRC calendar. So let's do let me see if I can move this where the whole thing can be seen. There we go. So this is based on the LRC. Of course, that's the Lead-Zac recurring cycle, something that we've been following now over the last year and a half. So on my calendar here at the weather station, we're in a 45-day cycle. We are now in well engulfed in cycle 4 at the beginning. So I can actually take a look at what the weather was 45 days ago from today. Take a look at the upper level air maps, and they almost look identical. So with that type of methodology, you can go out for the next 8-9 months now and be able to have a great idea of the long-term forecast for a certain day or a certain period anywhere around the world. So here around the 14th of April, Weather 2020, and of course Subby's Weather Talk being a chartered supporter of Weather 2020 and the LRC, we will have the capabilities to utilize a model, an app that we can go anywhere around the world, pick any day, and know what the chances of rain, how much, high temperature, low temperature, if it's going to snow, how much snow. We'll be able to do that for the next 6 months when that comes out. So I'm already kind of exploring different ways how we can utilize that here in our awesome group here. And I thought maybe a couple times a week I could do a live stream. If anybody has any certain dates that they want to see maybe what a going forecast would be, whether it's a wedding, an outdoor event, or going camping, or a golf trip, or something like that, then while we're live, you can throw it in the chat and we can take a look at it together. So, lots of things coming down the pipe that I'm excited about. But this is the LRC calendar using the LRC methodology. Now, wherever you see these red dots, those are going to be chances of severe weather. Okay, so we have coming up on this after Saturday, we've got Tuesday the 9th, Monday the 15th. Now, this could be a rather significant event, and it's going to have a backdoor cold front on the back side that this will be our last chance to see a freeze for this season. That's on the 16th and 17th. Now, it might not get quite down to the freeze mark, but there's a couple models showing in the mid-20s and a couple of them showing in the 40s. But that will be our last chance of a freeze around the 16th, 17th of April. And then we will have another chance for severe weather on the 21st, 22nd, on the 26th, 27th, and the 28th, again on the 5th of May, and the 8th and 9th of May. Those are the key dates that I am looking out ahead and picking up whatever data that I can and keeping my eye very closely on these particular dates, and especially the one on the 15th. That can be kind of a widespread severe event. So, and of course that's coming on a Monday. Mother Nature won't just put these on the weekend so that I can participate. But anyway, so that is what I'm definitely keeping my eye on right now. Check with chat before we go on. Everbit 70 mile per hour winds. I seriously thought it was about to throw us off the road. It was a hold my beer moment. Can't you move those dates? Man, I wish I could move those dates. There might be a little bit of flexibility, but for the most part, these here is what's going to line up with the LRC model. So, great, useful tool for long-range forecasting. So of course, with that in mind, we have our short-term forecast. And of course, both of these will be posted in our room. But for tomorrow, we're gonna start a little warming trend finally. Thank goodness. So Thursday, sunny, 55. We will have a possible freeze or a frost tomorrow night. So definitely, if you have any vegetation, flowers, anything that might be that need to be brought in or covered, make sure you do that, because we could get 31, 32 degrees. It's going to be, the winds are going to be very light, so we could have a hard frost tomorrow night, possibly. So Friday, warming up a little bit, sunshine 64, 41 for the low. Saturday, it's going to be a beautiful day during the day, 70, low of 49, and then we'll have thunderstorms move in after dark with a small potential right now to see some strong storms out of this. This is what I will be keeping a close eye on through the week. And then we have a great day Sunday, 70 and 42 for the low on Sunday, and then our next system will come in Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, again, it kind of looked like Saturday night. Not all that impressive ingredients, but being this time of year, we have to keep up with the possibility of seeing some strong storms on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we will take a look at that as we get a little bit closer to that. Did you say anything important before I came on the live? No, didn't say anything important. Never say anything important. Let's see here. Of course, my daddy-o's watching the stream as well. So, so let's take a look at eclipse weather for April 8th. And in case anybody is wondering, the center line of the eclipse entered Missouri at approximately 12:38 Central Daylight Time on the 8th, with the totality beginning in that location at about 1:54 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So I've got a program through Pivotal Weather that will show us the potential of cloud cover for Missouri. Now remember, we're not going to be in that totality zone. That's where you see the pink at right down here. That's where it's going to have 100% totality eclipse. But all of West Central Missouri is going to be in the 90% eclipse. So for those of you that like this sort of thing, that would want to get out and see it, right now, Henry, St. Clair, Vernon, Bates, Cass, most of Johnson, looks like you're at a 0% cloud cover for the 8th. We get just outside of that area in Benton, Pettis, Lafayette, Jackson, Wyandotte, anywhere between a 5 to 10% cloud cover. So, that's just going to be partly sunny skies. So that's really, everybody here in western Missouri should have a nice viewing of that partial eclipse that we will be able to see. Hey, Murphy. So again, for those that we'll do a little recap here real quick. This is the LRC calendar. I am watching the dates in red for possible severe weather, including this Saturday night. We do have a slight risk for some stronger storms Saturday night. I will be watching for the 9th. The 15th, I'm really keeping my eye on. This could be a significant severe event for our area on the 15th, with the backdoor cold front, with the potential of, if we are going to have a freeze, this will be when it will be on the 16th and 17th. That will be our last freeze for the season. And then be looking at the 21st, 22nd for severe weather, 26th, 27th, 28th, the 5th of May, and again on the 8th and 9th of May. That is based on the LRC model. We will be into the 5th cycle of this year's LRC. And then for our short-term forecast, sunny 55 tomorrow, possible frost tomorrow night. Keep those plants covered. Friday 64, Saturday sunny and 70. Thunderstorms move in after dark. They could be strong to severe on Saturday night. We'll update that when we get closer. Sunday, beautiful day, 70. Sorry, Alan, no PSP, Pastor Snow Day probability there at all. Matter of fact, you might have to extend services a little bit on Sunday, being that such a nice day. And then our next system comes in Tuesday and Wednesday with the chance of more rain and thunderstorms, and watching for the potential for some severe weather at that time. So if anybody has any questions, that pretty much wraps up. We had a little recap of the severe weather, watched a little video of Carthage, Missouri and the damage. We took a look at the upper level air maps showing the systems that will be moving in here over the next few days, and we took a look at eclipse weather for the 8th of April, and we talked a little bit about the LRC and the month planner. So I will get these calendar and the forecast put up and on all the social media platforms. I will have that for your enjoyment. And a lot of people like to see just a plain Jane forecast so that they can take a look at it and know what to expect for the week. So I will be posting those. I'll be updating on our potential to see some stronger storms on Saturday. So if anybody has any questions till then, feel free to message me on Facebook, shoot me a text on my phone. I will be updating the Subby'sWeatherTalk.com as well. We've got some great videos in there right now under video weather news from Nader Boys. I'm sure that they did go out on Monday. They actually had a tornadic cell, the same one Catherine was on. It kind of outran them. These things were moving 60 miles per hour. So as a storm chaser, that's really tough to keep up because they don't. Those supercells don't stop at intersections and stoplights. So that was really tough for them to catch up with. But we appreciate them being out, giving us on the ground look at these storms as they march through our area. So we have several more severe possibilities here over the next 4 to 8 weeks of severe storm season. So I am sure they will have plenty of opportunity to get out and chase what most people are scared to death to even look at. So you guys have a great evening. Have a great Wednesday night. I will be down. I'll be doing second job tomorrow. So again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out for me. See you guys. Have a great night. We'll be talking to you soon.